Hey, welcome back to the Roman Lorenzo channel, and here today I have Star Command, the cancelled sequel to the Toy Story 3 tie-in video game, and so, let's hop into it. In 2009, during the development of the Toy Story 3 video game, Avalanche Software saw the potential in the toy box system and wanted to expand on it, so they started work on an expansion to the game. That expansion would later be planned to grow into its own game, Star Command. Star Command was meant to be a third-person action-adventure game, with a bigger focus placed on Buzz. The game would have had the toys flying in a real version of Buzz's cardboard spaceship from the movies, and the main story would have followed the toys going to different themed planets and presumably chasing Zurg, who looked to be the main villain. And there would have been a secondary mode that was described as a Toy Box town building mode. That town building mode could have either been similar to Toy Story 3's Toy Box mode, where you could place and customize buildings in a restricted fashion, or it could have been more akin to Disney Infinity's Empty Toy Box mode, where you spawn on a flat piece of land and build that land from the ground up. Sadly, there isn't too much known on what the town building mode would have actually been, but we do know something about the main story. Like I said earlier, the toys would be going to different themed planets, but the only planet to get concept art released was a pirate themed planet. The concept art shows what could have been a design for the map, and also shows a couple of ideas for the enemies. There looks to be a shark enemy that would try to bite the player, an eel with two hooks on its tentacles that would spin around, a squid who would attack the player with a sword, a catfish that would squeeze water out of its mouth, and a blowfish that would shoot spikes at the player. I think the most interesting thing about the enemy's design is the toyetic feel. As an example, the eel has a lever on the back of its head that when pushed would extend its head out. The catfish was described as having a plastic squeeze head, and the blowfish has a pump on its hat that would pump out spikes. And in my opinion, it really is little details like those that would have added so much to the game. Along with the concept art for some of the enemies, there are also some concepts about the gameplay. There is a key called the Dead Sea Key, which looks to be a key for a valve that would allow you to drop and raise the sea level, and would in turn allow the player to get to otherwise unobtainable areas, and could also be useful to complete missions set by the townspeople. And along with that key, there is also the Black Squid's Cutlass, which seems to be similar to the Pixie Wand from Toy Story 3, in which the Cutlass would shoot a magical projectile that could turn the townspeople into half-fish, half-human toys. And that is all that is known about the pirate-themed planet. They did have a plan for a fairy tale world full of 80s action toys, but I couldn't find any concept art on it. All of this ultimately leads me to ask the question, what went wrong? During the early production of this game, the team at Avalanche was being spread quite thin working on Toy Story 3. And during that same meantime, they were also working on a display for Disney Cruises, a VR Toy Story game for a ride, and a Star Wars ride. Added on top of that, in late 2010, Disney made two suggestions to Avalanche. The first one was to make the game using the Toys to Life method, which was pitched before the release and success of Skylanders and the subsequent Toys to Life boom. And the second suggestion was to make the game with other Disney franchises in mind. Those ideas transformed into the eventually released Disney Infinity, and the beginning of Disney Infinity called for the end of the road for Star Command. Star Command, as a concept for a game, is brilliant. And had it got the time that it needed to realize its full potential, it could have taken the great concepts from Toy Story 3 and made it into the fully fleshed out game that it deserved. And with that, it is a real shame that this game never did get to see the light of day. Hi, thanks for sticking around to the end of the video. This video took a long time to make, so subscribing would be highly appreciated. Special thanks to Mr. Bones for editing this video. If you have any suggestions for a future video, let me know in the comments, and I guess that's all I've got. Bye.